What is going on? I wanted to first go live, and then I'm going to fire off the invite to Bobby and have him join us. And it has not been sent yet. Already unsmooth. All right, here we go. Invite sent. Boom. We'll text him just for extra reminding, although I know exactly where he is. Let's see. All right, everybody. Welcome back to me. I guess I was away for a couple of days. Very good stuff. My daughter graduated from Lehigh. So we got to go down there for a full graduation, which is also obviously very nice to see in this kind of like transitioning out of COVID era. And that was a lot of fun. And we moved her out of her apartment, and she's back. My other son's back. My son is back, and from UVA for the summer. So the nest is temporarily unempty again. But we will see what comes of that. So we have an interesting situation as far as I'm concerned. Like right now, I mean, I find this extremely difficult to believe. So here's Bobby. I'm not a wagerer, but I will just say this, that I can't remember, and I've lived in New York a long time. I would not remember a time where a Yankee game was postponed and a Met game was not. So I am operating under the assumption that the Met game is going to be off. I just cannot envision a world where that happens. But we'll see.
Yeah, man, I'm sort of operating under the same assumption right now. Kind of frustrating because I like both pitchers in that game. And the Glasnow-Bauer lineup is sort of what I'm rolling with in my bigger buy-ins, but I also I'm finding myself using a lot more Paddock and Minor than I had planned to.
Yeah, so I immediately, but the funny thing is I totally forgot to like reserve lineups, and I just barely made it. I mean, I would say just barely made it, but I kind of got shut out of FanDuel, like the big stuff over there.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm focusing just on the DraftKings, and I would actually, I think that the Glasnow, Minor, Glasnow, Paddock that's going to be the way people go, and I think it's what's wise. And Glasnow-Bauer, if you can get it, and I think you can get it. I mean, we talked about different teams. I mean, like I'm not, just for your guys, if you want, just put those two pitchers in and just run with some Cleveland guys, and you'll see it just kind of plays itself. Like for example, so there are some teams that you could play with the two big pitchers if you want to. And right now, that's where I am currently with my bigger buy-in on DraftKings, is paying up for pitchers and then just rolling with the Clevelands. What's interesting with the Cleveland though is that the Owen Miller is at second base, where you normally want to have Cesar Hernandez, right, because he's leading off.
Right.
So that is an interesting decision if you do go the Cleveland route. And mine, and then I mean, there are other teams you could play. I mean, San Francisco it looks pretty good, but to get different is going to be a little hard for me, at least.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
So I'm worried about the Cincinnati-Washington game that I like so much.
Oh goodness!
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's a sure thing at all. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm fully stacking that game, or I'm leaving it alone as of right now. And it's one of those nights where it's all of a sudden a weather night. It's weird, but Anyway, so I'm still heavily like I like Boston the best. I think the Dodgers are sneaky. I think Cincinnati was going to be my other team. I think Atlanta makes a lot of sense, but I'm more doing that on FanDuel. I have the Giants as a mini stack a lot of places.
Yep.
That's sort of what I'm doing to try and get a little different. And I also, obviously Cleveland. I do like Cleveland as well. Yeah, and it's pretty much where I am.
Yeah, let me see who's this is not the worst idea in the world. Trade that one off over there. I'm just kind of shuffling around. Like I mentioned, I want to shuffle around my Clevelands a little bit and have Hernandez in some and what's his name in the other.
Yeah, because of the nature of the slate, like I'm actually playing like Mondesi in one of my big lineups with Glasnow in it.
I didn't even know he was back.
He's 2,400. He loves to run. Glasnow does give up stolen bases, so if he gets on, you can get something out of that.
Dude, that's like amazing. That's almost got to be chalky, no?
I think he's gonna have ownership. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I really don't.
What position does he play still? Shortstop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strong play. And I really like the idea of playing him with Glasnow. I think that's really good.
Yeah, because you can get there without him getting in there, and you're not competing against so many other pitchers tonight anyway. So
right.
So I do think the Giants get overlooked here, and I just like especially Dickerson. He won't be overlooked.
He won't be overlooked.
But I don't know. I don't think anybody's playing Longoria or Posey, and I'm doing some of that.
Yeah, I'm playing Posey in my big one actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's the way that's just going to go.
That's what I've got as well.
I can't play Yastrzemski at 5,900. That I can't quite justify.
It's hard with JD, Acuna, and Soto as the other options.
Yeah.
It's a little tricky.
That is true.
But yeah, I'm going through right now, and I'm kind of getting rid of a lot of my Cincinnati stuff because I didn't prefer it so much more. I liked it. I thought it was going to be a little bit more different the way I was going to do it. But I just think I'm going to get away a little bit from it.
Yeah, I would have liked to play Naquin too.
Oh, yeah, no Naquin. Yeah, I mean, if you're not.
No, I mean, like if the game is going to be out, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I just don't know, and we can wait for a better update. But right now, that's what we're got, and it looks very questionable. And sometimes that's the answer. You know what I mean? The answer sometimes is questionable.
Yeah.
So.
Are you playing FanDuel?
I'm playing on FanDuel. Yes.
Who's you going to be your pitcher? Are you going to play just Glasnow, or are you going to play something else?
I'm going to probably play just Glasnow, and then I'll throw Bauer into one of the smaller ones.
Okay.
It's frustrating, and I was going to play Stroman all day, and then can't do that. Well, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think since he was going to be more popular on FanDuel too, because they had some of the pricing is kind of crazy.
Maybe you got the right idea. Maybe you play the Dodgers.
I kind of think there's something to it. I mean, and I also like Bauer, by the way, better without Alvarez in the lineup.
You can play Lux. You can play Lux hitting fifth.
Yep. I love Lux, so I'm totally in on that. Yeah. By the way, Owen Miller is like a prospect. He's a prospect. You know what I mean?
He's not like a scrub, right? He can play.
No, he's not, yeah, he can play. I mean, I'm not saying he's the best in the world yet or anything like that, but him and guys who've been out just come out recently, like Taylor Larnage for Minnesota. It's just important to keep track of who's sort of a filler and who's actually got some potential that they're looking to see because obviously we want those guys.
Right.
But yeah, on fan, I love the Cleveland stack in general. I just think it's gonna be popular too.
Yeah.
I do think the Giants go low. I think it's just pretty much the same thing over here. I don't have a whole huge take that's really different.
That's fair enough.
And the slate is kind of looked like a fun slate to start, and now it's a lot less fun.
No, it's definitely not a lot of fun at all.
My fading the Yankees is not gonna prove to be any benefit to me. Dickerson batting third, Ruff batting fourth. That's interesting. Crawford fifth, Longoria sixth. Don't love that as much. Tauchman, Dubon, Cueto.
We'll put that in there. Yeah, I'm only playing, just so you know, I'm only playing 2, 3, maybe like 5 lineups on DraftKings. I'm just paying up for all of them on the pitchers.
Good, yeah.
That's just what I'm doing.
Same here. I don't see enough of a reason to get too creative. I think you could play Paddock, but again, he's had 1 6-inning start this year.
Right.
It's just not that exciting.
I wonder if the DraftKings one's filled. Curious.
They should.
There's still $1,500 to go in the $18.
What's that?
There's still $1,800, $1,500 to fill. No, these things are all not filled yet. Maybe the monster. I don't know the monster up or whatever that is, but like the 250, the 4 max has still got plenty of spots.
Yeah, Minor, by the way, should be in play on FanDuel too.
Yes,
he's got a leash.
Yeah, and then you know what, you would have been right. I would have been into the Stroman play, by the way.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say some things in the chat. What's up, guys? What's up, John? Good to see you. They say welcome back, Sheets, and congrats on the graduation.
Thank you.
Nice. Dansby and Suarez today. Well, the problem is the weather. I mean, until we get a better weather thing, it looks too shaky for me. So it would obviously be Suarez, but it's looking like it's going to be Dansby for me. I am leaving all the Cincy stuff in my smaller buy-ins, but I'm taking it out of my bigger stuff. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it.
See something.
Other guys, what's up, K9 Bronco? What's up to Jamie? SP2 Tristan McKenzie. I think he is in play. I think that's like where I'm leaning to try and get a McKenzie lineup instead of just to get some different ones than Minor and Paddock, because I do have some of that, but I do like the McKenzie idea as a potentially high upside play. I'm telling you, he's gonna do it one day. I just don't know when that's gonna be. I feel very, very confident in that guy.
I mean, this isn't a bad time for it. I mean, when you just need that another pitcher somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Do a couple of more.
I'm playing a lot of Mike Zunino one-offs, by the way, which is kind of funny. At 3,700, I just think that the power upside against lefties, I'm just going to take it. He's been, he can hit home runs. He's got 11 home runs. Like
who?
Zunino.
That is absolutely amazing.
Like 5 in like 7 days or something.
I'm gonna try this and see what this comes up with. I do want to play a little bit more, so I want to play a couple of the 18s.
Yeah.
Building over here on the other screen. And then we'll do. I like the NBA. We're gonna attack the NBA a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that.
Don't forget about Verdugo, and if you can afford him, Devers in your Boston stuff. That's one thing I would say tonight.
Okay.
This is a night where, like, if Boston goes off, and Boston feels the most likely to go off, and it's weird because people have respect for Smiley, and I get. First of all, I pitch for them, so I'm always going to be a sucker for that. But I'm going to take a quick look at updated ownership. I had this game as like way lower owned than it should have been. But I think it's still factoring in Yankees, and obviously the prices are tough.
Players.
I mean, you've got chalk in that. Like Avila is going to be the chalk catcher, and we have a questionable game there. Looking at other ones, Josh Bell is supposed to be popular. Bobby Dahlbeck, I think, is my most used first baseman today, along with Freeman. They're both.
Is that right?
Yeah. Moving up to 7th. Just showing the power off a little bit. Okay, Solano, Miller. Okay. Guys, any questions or thoughts, let me know. That weather is the one thing that's worrying me about that game, because I did like that game quite a bit. And you can stack Cincinnati really cheaply, or differently, I should say. There's a number of ways you could spend a ton, or you could spend very little. Yeah, I'm looking at the ownership projections, and I'm just a little bit surprised, because I think I think everyone's going to either pay up or pay down, and I think that Mondesi is going to be popular.
He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because again, Glasnow is going to be so popular. I don't know if anybody really has it in him to play the hitter. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking about it. I think that he's still going to end up popular.
I'm going to play a couple more here. So let's Garrett Cooper has been. Oh, that's different Slade. 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, I'm going to take a look, see if there's any questions.
All right, so I shuffled a little bit in my 20s and got a whole bunch of combinations of non-chalks. That's good. Let me see what I did to accomplish that. Oh, I got a little everything. All right, good. So I got some, a little Cueto just for fun.
No, we don't. I don't think we just say. John, I know you love to ask this question every night, and it works out. I mean, so insanely rarely, and then you've got to get it perfect when it does.
What's this now?
To stack against Bauer and get Glasnow. If you took a bat or two, that's fine. I just don't think that's not a good long-term strategy.
Well, here's the thing. Hold on, I do have an opinion on that, actually. I wouldn't really do it against Bauer. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm asking you. John, this is where I agree with you. If Glasnow is popular, I think that we can do that. But I don't think with Bauer, because I don't think Bauer is going to be as popular as Glasnow.
They're both going to be really popular.
You think so?
Yeah.
But if you are going to stack against one of them, I would actually stack against the Glasnow because of what Bob was saying about Mondesi. You know what I mean? Like, you got a $2,400 guy that could run the bases against a guy who gives up stolen bases. I think I'd be more inclined, if I were going to do it, to do the KC route. Because what's his name could run around the bases too. Friggin' Merrifield, right?
Yeah.
And Soler, I think, remains cheap. So I think that you should, because Houston, you're not going to be able to. I mean, like, you're going to be paying for that. At least Kansas City, you're getting off cheap.
Right. I agree with everything. If you get the really bad Pivetta tonight, though, you could get Atlanta too. I mean, that happens every now and then,
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. I'm already beginning to transition to the
NBA.
Yeah, I'm just finishing. This is such a pleasure with like no late scratches. I mean, like there could be, but at least not. I'm not like stressing it, you know.
Right.
What Donovan Mitchell, man? Wait, maybe he bails again. I don't know. We'll see.
No, he didn't bail.
I know. He wanted to play, but his personal trainer, no, the team trainer said he can't play. Right?
He couldn't play. Yeah. The thing about the KC thing about why it could work as a viable mini stack is like just like you've got Gutierrez and Mondesi combined for 4,400. Like you could do something like that, or throw in another guy and make it a 3-man. I just don't think making it full is the best option.
Okay. You know what? What if I did this?
It's kind of interesting, though, the idea of it a little bit, just because of that pricing. But it's there for a reason. All right, guys. Let's see. He's adding risk to Boston. Oh my God.
What?
Let's see if that's. Let's see the real thing. Send us that. Will you mind sending the clip, Adam? I'd appreciate it. I mean, I'm going to take a look at it myself, but it's just going to take me a minute. Jesus, what's going on up there?
It, as they say, is rough out there.
Oh my God. Yeah, it still looks all right.
What's the deal with Nerlens Noel?
We don't know. Game time decision officially.
Mets game postponed, as I announced.
Boom. All right, I'm gonna have to scramble a little bit before I get to NBA talk.
Okay.
This is it's getting weird. This weather. I mean, that's crazy. If anything happens in that game, that's just going to be really rough.
If what?
You got Cincinnati already. It's a worry. Jeez. I just don't know what to do. Yikes.
Who would have thunk that the baseball slate would be more confusing than the basketball slates?
Yep. You said it. Oh boy, I don't even know what to do here. So if you're really not risk tolerant, the Dodgers, the San Francisco, San Diego are the ways to go. San Diego you can make an argument for anyway, and the Dodgers too. Obviously, I already made my case for San Francisco. I really gotta make Darren Ruff 4,100. Yes. It's a little bit weird to move Longoria down in the lineup after going 3 for 4 with a home run last night.
It seems that way.
It's kind of strange. But I can't really question San Francisco because they're doing pretty well for what they've got.
Sure are. My NBA situation looks like here. Okay, looks all right.
Best stack in FanDuel GPP. Well, right now everything is wild. So Boston would be my number one. We already went through this stuff, but Cincy would be my number 2. Atlanta, the Dodgers, and Cleveland. Cleveland is the one game that's starting to look better. So Cleveland obviously is going to be really popular. Yeah, I think that Boston will be okay. So I don't think we should get off of it. That's my guess, but I can't promise anything. I'm absolutely not stating anything. Like I'm not trying to promise anything there.
Truth game time decision. Nerlens Noel, is that really the case?
That's what it says. That's all I got.
No, it says as of right now, 15 minutes ago, he's on track to play.
Okay. I didn't get that update.
At 6:10 p.m., according to Stefan Bondi of the New York Daily News.
Good stuff.
Like him?
What's that?
We like him?
Who? Yeah. I'm not in basketball. But yeah, I like him. Trying to get my baseball finalized here.
Okay.
Well, at least we know the Cleveland game looks like it's going to play.
That's why they're in a dome?
No, they're playing Detroit. But it's the one game that like has all the stacks that we talked about all day. It doesn't have weather. Yeah, Washington does have a history of quick postpone triggers. That's true. Thoughts on pitchers tonight? So I can't even look at my sheet anymore because I got to get all these guys out of my lineup tonight, and they're still in there. So
Okay.
I mean, they're still in there, and my DraftKings ones from earlier today. Top pitchers are Bauer and Glasnow. Pivots, Paddock, Minor, and McKenzie for me.
Yeah, for me, I'll go further. If you're gonna do that, I would really, I hate to put it this way, but open it up everybody. Like I just to let you know what I'm doing. I have the majority of them like Glasnow and Bauer, but I have a couple of Cuetos. I got a couple of Merrill Kellys, Paddock, like you said. I even have a Smiley or two, just in case. That's just where I'm. But really, if Glasnow, Bauer don't get there, I have a big problem.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna still have to get rid of all my Marquez lineups and make sure I don't have any more, or anybody else from that game who I might have had. Why isn't it? I wish it would just update it and tell you.
I'm changing. I don't think I'm changing this at all. Keep this the same. Mitchell.
Yeah, this pitching.
We'll do basketball in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm gonna upload my stuff, so I'll be all ready.
What is good about Cleveland? At least you can stack them a bunch of different ways. They've got a lot of different batches, right. So at least the ownership, in some sense, will be, while they'll be high overall, it'll be lower on some guys than you might think.
But I agree with you. I think I have all my Cleves. I think I got Ramirez in all of them. I don't think I need to be that cute.
Yeah. I mostly do as well. Actually, I totally do as well. So I don't know why I said mostly. Norland's available to play. Rockies Mets. See, I'm a little late on my thing.
This is pretty strong. That's a guy I didn't consider playing. I don't think I'm going to play him. Danilo Gallinari. I don't think so. looks good. Switch just over there. Monster. And then we're going to go these three like this.
I'm a little afraid I don't have enough Luplo of my Cleveland guys, I have to say. It'd be really nice if DraftKings could update this like right away so we could see what games are out. I've got a bunch of lineups over there. It's kind of frustrating. Let's see.
Okay, almost done there.
Come on, DraftKings.
And then we're going to finish the FanDuel, and then I'll be all ready to discuss basketball whenever you are ready.
Me too. Let me shift this.
This.
All Boston.
This and upcoming. Okay. I'm getting like a lot of these Sixers, right? So Simmons, Harris. I'm not though getting that much Embiid. I'm ending up like much more middling, and I kind of felt that I was going to go that way. Remember, I talked about this at noon. Like when you pay up for these guys, you just really there's not a lot to under 4,500 that you really want. I mean, I do have like some Embiid, but not all that much. Like I'm getting down to going down to Rudy Gobert, middling lineups like that. And I did end up doing what you were suggesting, is that playing Bradley Beal. Like I don't have any Westbrook like at all on DraftKings. So that's just where I am. I think my highest owned guy is Tobias Harris though.
Yeah, I have very little. I'm not playing that many lineups, but I'm higher on Beal, obviously, as I mentioned earlier. Excuse me, sorry. I thought I was done. I actually have one more thing I need to do. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And the other guy, I'll just talk through this. The other guy I have a decent amount of on DraftKings actually is someone you mentioned, but just almost in passing. I do have a lot of Daniel Gafford actually.
I have a lot of him too, and it's just. Thing with he and Noel, like they both just the question marks make Taj Gibson more interesting, but also makes Noel and Gafford a strong two-man there.
Yeah, that's the one guy I don't have right now is Noel on DraftKings.
Yeah,
you have to think you'd like him just as much as Gafford, if not more, right?
Yeah, but it's a little bit hard because the Taj thing in the playoffs could go that way too. I could see both happening.
Okay.
Neither would surprise me, and I mean, yeah, that's sort of where I'm at there.
I'm going to split my exposure between those two a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put Noel over there, and I'll put. So now I have put one more over here. Maybe this game, because this game doesn't have any Knicks, anybody from that whole game in this lineup. That's crazy. Well, over here, that's fine. Leave 400 on the table. I like. And then one more. And then we'll get to some questions here. Gafford. And then play Noel with. Hang on, guys. Sorry. This one? Yeah, maybe I'll do it in this one. Okay. Noel over here. You like any John Collins?
A little bit. Not like It's the same story as him as always. He got off to a great start the other night, but like I don't know how much he's going to get touches with all they've got on the perimeter now. So I'm a little worried about that part of it.
Okay. We'll look at some questions here if you have anything.
Yeah.
Taking all my exposure out of the East Coast games. Would you entertain Alec Burks in large field GPPs? I would. I would play Alec Burks in any large field GPP.
Yeah, he's just going to be owned, so you're not. Just be aware of that.
Oh, is that true? Let me see what I got here. Yeah, I got him at 20%.
Yeah. Go ahead, jeez.
Like if I had to like try to identify a guy that's on the lower owned side. I mean, we're talking about the teens, right?
Yeah.
You know, you probably you're going to want to play if you want to do that. You probably want to play like Joe Val.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but that's actually is that you saw me here struggling between Noel and Gafford. Then I'm like, should I play Gobert and Embiid? And now once they even mentioned Joe Val's name. So just by that very nature, you know what I mean? Like he's just gonna fall as he usually does,
right?
Just kind of between the cracks. So if you want a low-owned guy to throw in there, I would certainly give you the go ahead for him.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that. Damn it, DraftKings, update your freaking thing.
What about some wild, stupid hawk? Wait, how about like a no-owned DeAndre Hunter at 4K or something? Just throwing guys out now, but like,
yeah, the minutes. It's just with the minutes feeling like a limit for him anyway. Also, keep us updated on the MLB weather, by the way, guys, if you can. That would be really helpful.
Yeah,
because we're trying
on FanDuel, by the way. That I can actually show you a little bit. So. On FanDuel right now, I'm splitting it between Gobert and Embiid at center. The only guy right now I have 100% on is Seth Curry. Nothing particularly exciting here.
Simmons to spend down at shooting guard in one spot because I want to play Donovan Mitchell.
You play Herter?
No, Bane or you got to get different. It's a small slate. Bane or and that game has blow-up potential, so Bane I like a little bit better, but I also have Quickly, which is less likely to be.
That's really interesting, Quickly. I wouldn't have thought of that one.
Yeah, so I'm playing both those guys right now.
The other guy, by the way, about 100% of on FanDuel is Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose, absolutely.
You know what, like Seth Curry, by the way, I liked your analysis of their past of game one, where they just basically just collapsed on Embiid and double teamed him. That does it really nicely for guys like Curry and to some extent Danny Green. That was a good analysis. I feel comfortable with this.
Yeah, I like it. I am playing Westbrook on FanDuel.
All right.
I splitting up my stuff, so I've got more money invested on DraftKings, and I've got Beal basically locked in. Actually, not basically locked in over there. Nice. I'm just doing an updated look on ownerships because I'm starting to wonder where Julius Randle really ends up owned because it's been jumping on him all day.
I got right now. This as like 15 minutes ago. I have an average about 25% on DraftKings.
Yeah. I think he's a really strong play, and it sucks because I can't get – I think that what I have to do is forego the trade. I actually like Davis Bertans also, by the way, today. Ooh. And I'm finding myself accidentally stacking that Washington-Philly game whether I like it or not. Like, it's just what's happening. Bertans can always shoot his way into a game. Philly's going to collapse more on Westbrook and Beal, especially Westbrook as he attacks, and – Bertans, put up 25 the other night. I know he was 4 of 8 from 3, but like that's what he can do, and he might take more than that
And for what it's worth, by the way, I have on average, I have him Bertans being less owned than you might think. I have him in the teens actually.
I'm trying to figure out like a little. Danny Green seems like an obvious play from Philly, obviously.
Yeah. Tobias
Harris. Where can I get different other than I would really like to play something back in this Atlanta game, and I just can't quite get to Trey.
I think you would. Oh, I was gonna say that I like the. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want like a real guy. I think I'm going to talk myself into this DeAndre Hunter. By the way, I don't think there's any limit. I mean, I think that it's the playoffs, man. There's a minutes limit.
Well, he's really hurt, and he's like the future partly, and they've got a lot of other guys. It's not like he's the only one.
Yeah, I guess.
Boy, I mean, I have 6 players right now in my main build from the Washington Philly game, and the weirdest part is I think that game could turn into a blowout. But it works. A little too easily, maybe. All right, let's go back to the drawing board. I don't understand the Noel projection, though.
You think it should be higher or lower?
Higher on production. Lower maybe on minutes. Maybe
he's just to me. I mean, like again, he's just a play. I mean, he's like nothing. He's nothing. I have him like Gafford. Him and Gafford the same pretty much.
Yeah, and then you've got Danny Green, who's also 4K, so you don't need to like do it.
Yeah. Let me just do this just for. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Hunter in here. Maybe Rose and Brooks is not the greatest combination.
We're going to have a low-owned – I mean, Taj is he going to get overlooked now?
You really think he's going to get like a lot of minutes?
I mean, he played 24 the other night.
They split it down the middle?
But I think I don't know if that's when. I mean, I know he was already aggravated and hurt-wise. Like,
right.
They did lose, so that would lean more towards maybe Noel. But yeah, it's right down the middle last time. And Taj was really good. Like, while he was there. Maybe that's what I can do to get a little bit different.
I'm into the Rui at 4,700.
Me too, but oh my God, they make these freaking guys. Neither he nor Bertans, they're both power forward. Oh my God, they can't have any small forward eligibility. I've actually got the lineup I want too. Frick.
I don't want to play him. I was about to. Danilo Gallinari. It's just I think the bench is too full right now. Okay, that looks good. Put that over there. Let's get a couple more questions here. Oh, wait, before I do that. Hang on. Yeah, that's disaster.
I think I'm probably wrong with this, but I could actually see all of these games not being blowouts, but like being a little bit. They all have blowout potential. I'll just say it like that.
Well, I think it's going to be hard for the Knick game to blow
out. Maybe.
Let's see what we got here. Bobby, favorite raw points pitcher overall? Bauer or Glasnow? Raw points.
Raw points, I think it's Glasnow, but I think that if you want to take the lower owned of the two, it would be Bauer.
And I think you addressed, I think it was Adam who was asking about quickly with your comment that you were playing him.
Yeah. I have him on FanDuel in the lineup.
Okay.
But I prefer the Bane thing. Like, the Bane thing makes sense to me.
That's so interesting. Tell me a little more about that.
So if they do get blown out, or even if it starts just badly if it just goes badly for them, between he and Melton, they tend to take over the second unit usage. Usually it's Melton. Depends on whether or not, and unfortunately we do have what's called tonight too. So I would even say that maybe Melton, you could even argue, but I don't trust the minutes as much as I do with Bane. Bane also has other routes to get there if the game does stay close, and he will still be on the court for 20 minutes. And I needed a cheap, roughly 20 minutes. To pay down a shooting guard is one thing you could try and get different on a weird slate like this, and do mostly chalk elsewhere and get away with it, because most of the chalk is good chalk.
Speaking of good chalk, let me look through my board here. I got this.
I'm 100 off no matter what I try to do. They just don't want me to. They don't want me to do it. Play Taj there. It's Taj's projected ownership today. Let's take a look.
I got him at a full. He's over. I got him over 20.
Yeah, so I'm not the only one. Play Todd. Danny Green or something. I mean, Washington plays teams close in general. This game did worry me, but I think I'm going to just say F it.
Yeah.
And just play the guys who I like. I have 3 Knicks, though, and no run back in my main lineup.
It's all right, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be all right, too.
Let me see. Shooting guard. Well, Derrick Rose can play shooting guard on DraftKings. And then play Rui. Can Danny Green play guard? No, he cannot.
I mean, oh, you mean like, on
DraftKings, I mean. Mike Conley can play guard. And then I'm back to this Rui thing, which I just keep getting to. Doesn't matter the site or anything, it just always get back to Rui for me. You don't like Conley at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I like anybody can hit threes for that team, so anybody's in play, but he's not going to be too low owned either. I actually like my original lineup that I built, but
Big Green. I really should find a way to do this and play Beal. So if I did that, and then I could play Green and Embiid. If I don't play Embiid, then I could probably, I think this is what's going to happen. You playing Royce O'Neal?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost where I want to be. I need a utility at 4,600 or so. So we're talking about exactly Alec Burks if I want that. We could pay down, leave 500 on the table and play Gafford. Gafford would be the same as Royce O'Neal.
Okay.
That's an interesting choice between if I had to choose one between Gafford, Royce O'Neal, Burks, Nerlens Noel. Well, what I could do is I could play Burks instead of Danny Green. And then I could play Gafford or Noel in the utility. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So, who do we like? Gafford or, well, we're going to like Noel, actually, because it's exactly 100. And that's what I need. Yep.
So the Gafford chalky thing, though, I have to say,
what?
Even though I'm doing it, the Gafford chalk thing is freaky a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm doing the. I needed the extra 100, so I played Noel instead.
Okay. I'm interested in that build that you needed the extra 100 for.
Yeah.
I want to know what that was.
It's literally nothing earth-shattering at all in this lineup. The only thing I would say is that, do I have someone from every game? Yeah, I do, actually. I don't like having Rose and Alec Burks in the same lineup for some reason.
Yeah, I understand that. That makes perfect sense.
But I don't know what else to do about that. Because the rest of this looks so nice. Maybe we should be playing Donovan Mitchell like you were saying earlier, huh?
I think he's a really good sneaky play. I like him better on FanDuel because it's a little easier. It makes more sense, but so will everyone else.
Is Bradley Beal still forward eligible? Oh, my God, he is, isn't he?
Yep, he is.
Mm-hmm.
But on DraftKings, like there's so many forward plays at 4K and 4,100 and 4,200. And, well, there's Green and what's his name? Why is he not popping up here? It's under guard. That's why. Royce O'Neal.
Okay, so this is how I avoid playing Burks and Rose together. I either have to find a forward that's 5,000 or so, or a shooting guard better than Derrick Rose, who's 6,300 or so. Let me just take a look-see. Shooting guard, it's going to be Dylan Brooks, right? That's the story? Yeah, that would be.
Where is this?
On DraftKings.
The World Series Poker Manager, I haven't thought about it yet. We pretty much, I guess we're all caught up on questions. Sorry, Sheets, what were you saying?
So I have a lineup with 400 left on the table right now, but I have Rose and Burks in the same lineup, and it's kind of bothers me just a little bit. So if I were going to swap one of them out, like Burks, I have him right now at forward, so I'd have 5,000 to spend, but I don't really see anything too exciting up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I can always play Royce O'Neal, but what does that do for me? But what I could do is go low owned, and I could swap Rose to Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer Brooks.
You prefer Brooks to Rose?
No, I'm sorry, I prefer Rose.
Right.
But does this have a chance to be different? Yeah, the Bane part is going to make it different at least a little bit.
It's going to be a very interesting choice here.
Guys, I came in second last night in the Monster, and it just goes to show you can do just a couple different things and get a little weird. Then it's hard to find too many places to get crazy, but you get all the right 12%, 20% guys, you're going to be fine.
Oh, this would be terrible if I did this. Let me go over this one. Rose here. There. All right, we're gonna do it. Let's see something. 57.
You know what's kind of sneaky is Danilo.
I was going to ask you about him. I thought the bench was too stuffed right now. No.
Yeah.
Alec Burks. All right, we're gonna.
I mean, he's 4,500 on FanDuel.
Who?
Danilo.
Right.
Like if we're entertaining Hunter, we could at least entertain a guy who's going, made 10 threes in the game twice this year.
He sure did. All right. Anything else, guys?
I think we're pretty good. I'll be in a Discord if we want to talk baseball. I'm going to take a look at the weather.
Oh, I still have a half hour to stew over this Dylan Brooks decision. Okay. All right. Good luck, everybody. And, I'll get